Mr. Gibbs here is going to be our first guest today on Tarot Vibes TV. He's the first official guest on Tarot Vibes TV. So we're going to welcome Mr. Gibbs today. Everybody say hi.
What's up,
You say
people?
hi to everybody.
How y'all doing?
So today on Tarot Vibes TV, we are going to talk about a few things. We are going to talk about mental health and servicemen. Okay, maybe why it's overlooked. Maybe why you feel it could be being overlooked. If it is even a priority within our servicemen, right? Being proactive, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to talk a little bit about, well, first and foremost, let's have Mr. Gibbs introduce himself. Introduce yourself just a little bit.
So, my name is Chavez Gibbs. I currently live in upstate New York. I grew up out here. I am of Cuban and Grenadian descent. What else? I'm a chef and an entrepreneur. I got my hands in a bunch of different pots. Yeah.
Tell us how you like to spend your free time a little bit.
Depends on the day. I like going out on my boat, fishing. I like listening to blues and going to like blues concerts, jazz nights.
I think
jam
Mr. Gibbs
sessions.
thinks I was talking about, he's acting like he's going on a date. I was trying to get him to talk about his urban farming, but we'll get back to that, I guess.
Oh,
in a
that was
second.
next. That was next. Like that was on the list. No dates.
No.
People out here are different. Anyway,
I agree.
So yeah, I also do farming. I run a farm. It's not really urban farm though. It's in the country. It's out in Stillwater.
Oh, that is the country.
So I farm, and then I also bring youth to the farm to learn about farming and learn about where their food comes from. Because a lot of people, they think chicken comes in packages, and that's how it's always been. And that perfect tomato has always been like that. They don't understand the process of breaking fields in and mixing manure and all the nitty-gritty stuff that comes with farming and getting your food to you, and why a lot of Americans won't do the actual farm work, because there's a difference between a farm and a home garden. A lot of people are gardeners, but they think they're farmers because they got like 4 tomato plants. Try putting in 5,000 tomato plants.
Yeah.
Or they got like a little bit of garlic or whatever they're growing, herbs, whatever.
Cilantro, a little bit of sage.
Right. Try doing a 2,000 square foot patch of herbs.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but where do we think it comes from? So that's a
Yeah.
valid point. Somebody has to do it.
like there's farms that grow literally 2,000 acres of corn and nothing but corn. What else do I do? I do a lot. I'm in the real estate game. I work with stocks and trading, whether it be Forex, foreign exchange. I'm not a Forex trader. I'm not a member of any of the trade house teams or whatever. I've just been trading Forex since before it became popular. Crypto, same thing. I've been trading Bitcoin since it was $100 a share.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe about $5.
Because originally a lot of the cryptocurrencies was used to purchase firearms, and
That's
I
right
am
up your
an
alley.
avid
It's right up
pro
your alley.
gun person. We won't talk about the types of guns I have, but I have all of them are legal and
Yes.
legally owned and licensed
Yes.
in New York, which is hard.
So,
New York gun laws are trash.
of course.
Um,
So tell us, speaking of guns, okay,
Yeah.
since we know how, I know how you got there. So tell our nice audience here about your time in the service.
So I am a veteran. I was in the Army. I spent a few years in the Army, a good chunk of time. 7 years. Which it went by very quickly. But segue into the mental health aspect, it's the Army and Marine Corps are very alpha male, super masculine branches, because your job, whether you're a combat medic, infantry, scout, water purification specialist, your first job is a rifleman. And that's why everyone has to qualify and be experts at shooting their rifle, which is the standard issue M4, now the M4A1. Unfortunately, it's a good but terrible rifle. They're not as durable as I wish they were, but they're also very reliable for the most part.
Are y'all hearing this? This means don't mess with Chavez, because he knows the difference between guns. Most of y'all don't.
I mean, the minimum is you have to shoot a 30 out of 40. I enlisted as a 19 Delta, was a cavalry scout reconnaissance role, and in order to graduate that school, you have to shoot at least a 30 out of 40, and it's pop-up targets.
So let me ask you
from
something.
50 to 300 yards, and we had iron sights. We did not have any of these scopes or laser reticles or nothing like that. The straight iron. But what was the question?
Oh, so I was just gonna ask, like, what kind of pressure is that? Like, feeling like, okay, this is so let me wait, before I even go there, did you really want to go to the service? Was like that like a dream of yours, or was that like, I'm gonna do this so I can get like the scholarship to school?
Honestly, and this is perfect segue into the mental health thing. If I was put in a mental evaluation for the reason I told my recruiter, I probably would not have joined the Army, because they should have told me no. I told my recruiter verbatim I wanted to shoot machine guns and blow stuff up. I told him that verbatim, and he was like, infantry or scout? And I was like, which one has a bigger bonus? So I went scout because they had a bigger bonus. But yeah, so that explains how the Army at the time felt about mental health. It wasn't like a big issue.
A priority.
Like, it was like, has he gone to the officer for, like, you could go to the chaplain if you have mental health issues, or you can go to medical. But if you go to medical, it's kind of frowned upon. You're seen as soft, or, oh, now I gotta baby him because he's got issues. Unless there are certain instances that some people should not have been giving rifles. Perfect example is this kid Mackin. He was a private, and I would not trust him as far as I could throw him, because he was legit crazy. Like, should not have had live ammunition ever.
So, okay, so then this is my question. Do you feel like there needs to be some sort of mental health screening? I mean, a real one before they allow?
There should be one before and done every 6 months to a year, or after every deployment. It's not done as much as it should be. It's not taken seriously until shit hits the fan and someone's like, oh, I'm going to walk around with live ammo or do something insane. Like the one guy, Mac, and I'm referring to, he was hiding like live rounds in his fucking socks, and obviously that's a red flag, because you actually, like, when you go to the range in the Army, and I'm pretty sure the Marine Corps and all the other branches do it, especially in training areas, they do a brass and ammo check. So you're checked for brass ammo, because you're not supposed to keep any, because you can reload if you know how. And literally you're like supposed to say no brass, no ammo, and they check you, and if you don't have any, you're good. If you do, there's a whole bunch of stipulations that come. You can get Article 15, whether it be field grade or company grade. Article 15 is like a formal, like, punishment, pretty much, in paperwork. They can dock your pay, lower your rank, depending on how severe the Article 15 or what you've done is. You can even go as far as getting court-martialed, which everyone's heard about being court-martialed, but that's not like the first thing that happens. Normally there's like, all right, you're gonna get smoked, which is like you having to do workouts and low pro and stupid shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like a formal counseling, and then it can go to like an Article 15, and then it goes to like a formal court martial if you do something really stupid.
So do you feel like, in maybe like you said at the beginning, because this is more of a masculine driven system, do you feel like that's why they rely more on, like you said, okay, instead of us at the first instance maybe taking you to some form of counseling, we'll give you a physical punishment, or make you clean, or whatever the case may be.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword, because in order to be a valuable member in this service, you also have to have a certain level of mental toughness.
Mm-hmm.
Because the issue is now there's civilians trying to run and dictate how the military should be run, which is creating the types of people that are going into the service that are just soft. Like, it's just a bunch of weak motherfuckers.
Yeah, you
trying
gotta
to join
have that mental
because they want to get paid,
or else,
they want the benefits, they want the college, free college and all that shit, but they don't understand that you are joining the service during a time of war, so you are going to go to war.
Mm-hmm.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to war. You're signed up. You signed a contract saying you know that we're at a time of war, and you're choosing it. So, and it's a bunch of like just weak motherfuckers that aren't built for it. So instead of making the standards harder for people to get in that will actually be able to handle the mental that comes with it, they're lowering the standards and letting just any Bob and Joe that has nothing better to do with their life join, and then they come back all fucked up because they weren't built for it to begin with.
Perfect. So for Bob and Joe out there, tell Bob and Joe what it's like mentally and emotionally after a deployment.
Depends on how bad the deployment is, and
say if it was let's just not
like,
to be overly dramatic. Let's
like
just say it was
Baghdad, Mosul. Those are more dangerous areas, so you're going to be shot at. You're going to probably take some lives.
Yeah.
We call it stacking bodies. But if you're in like Kuwait, that's not really a deployment. We don't consider that deployment, but to civilians it is. Oh, he's in Kuwait, Iraq, which it's a staging area. You might hear some mortars go off, but you're not in any danger. Like, it's Kuwait. Like, we go there for R&R. The Air Force sees it as like a full-on deployment, and National Guard, they're like, oh yeah, I've been to Kuwait. Okay, it's just fucking Kuwait. You might as well be here in the United States. Like, nothing bad's gonna happen in Kuwait, realistically. But for like,
so it really just depends on
where you are, what type of unit you're attached to. Like, if you're attached to like a ranger unit, you're a combat medic, you're probably gonna get shot at. You're probably gonna see some wounds. But they train you for all this. They just don't train you how to deal with it after.
Yeah.
Because you gotta also think about with technology now. Like back in World War II, they had all this same PTSD, but they took ships back to the States, so you had a couple of months to like talk to your buddies and like
kind of decompress everything. Yeah.
Now within 24 hours you're back here, and you're sitting in front of your wife, and your wife you can't explain this shit to. Your best friend that's a civilian, you can't explain this shit to. They can try and understand, but they've never been in any real danger.
Yeah, it is a big difference. I mean, okay, because I'm a civilian, right? So I couldn't imagine somebody really coming down. We live in the hood where they shoot for no reason, but it's different. I couldn't imagine somebody coming home to me and being like, they deployed me to a spot and we had to just randomly blow up these coordinates, come to find out, it was civilians or whatever the case may be, because I've heard stories like that.
Yeah.
So, and that's the other part of it. I think a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes if you're going into the service, it may not be what you think it's going to be. So you do have to be ready on all levels.
ISIS as an organization in the Taliban, they weaponize women and children too. So you might have to take a child's life or another woman's life. That's why the whole thing with women in combat arms happened. Like, most women cannot be in combat arms, and it's just a nurturing thing. Women are more nurturing.
Yes.
So if a woman sees a child or another woman that they have to, there might be some internal like struggle,
a
like,
hesitation,
do I
which
really
could
want to
kill somebody.
hesitate? It won't
Exactly.
kill you, it'll kill your buddies. Hesitation never kills the person, and the fuck up never kills the individual. It kills one of their friends or someone else in the squad or unit. But yeah, it's like, you want someone kind of like me that's kind of disassociated with people and can disconnect from people, because I can look down the barrel and pull the trigger and say fuck that kid, or fuck that woman, or fuck that guy or that dog or whatever, or fuck that whole city and drop a call for fire and drop a mortar on the area.
So let me ask you a question. How does being able to disassociate like that in the service translate to your personal real life now that you're not deployed?
I mean, I've run into some issues relationship-wise or friendship-wise where, like, I'll disassociate unintentionally, and, like, people are, like, trying to relate or trying to, like, get to know me, and they get, like, very blah answers, or, like, they don't get the full story because I'm, like, not emotionally connected there. And then I have Asperger's syndrome, so that also is plays another role into that, which it made it easier to disassociate, because automatically the understanding of all emotion isn't fully there anyway. So it's like, to you, I could, like, people take offense to it because they don't understand how Asperger's works. So when someone with Asperger's is like socially awkward, or like they don't try to relate to people in a group setting, it's not because they just don't want to. It's like they literally a lot of times don't understand how to relate.
Social cueing.
So it's like, okay, we just don't, and it's not anything against like that person or that group of people. It's just, I just don't know what you're talking about when you're like, oh yeah, this friend or that friend. Like I have good friends now, but growing up, I didn't, because I just didn't relate to people.
Yeah. My little brother is autistic, so I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about. He's 19. And
Yeah,
he's
and
kind of going through the same,
Yeah,
like
and
right now.
it's called Genius's autism, because it's more high functioning autism. A lot of people like Stephen Hawkins and like a lot of the geniuses were people
Autistic.
that
They
had
were on the spectrum.
either Asperger's or some form of autism, because just like ADHD, people don't understand how ADHD really works. It's not them not being able to focus, it's their brain is moving at a
Very-
speed
that was my other
that the
brother.
regular person's brain is not moving
Yeah.
at. So I'm like, as someone with ADHD and ADD, I'm taking in 10 times more information about everything going on around me. Like I can tell you the birds chirping in the background exactly where all of them are, because
Oh, I
it
believe
was trained into me how to deal with ADHD. But a lot of people, they're given Ritalin, Adderall, and is told to hide it. But
So
it's
that's
a
what
gift.
happened to my brother.
It's a gift.
You know, it was that whole era.
Yeah, I
when
was
it
in that era. They were
Yep.
like,
and my
here's
mom
Adderall,
didn't know
here's
any better.
Concerta.
All my mom knew was like my brother was out of control. He didn't listen in school. You know, she worked, so she had to basically take whatever the teachers were saying was going. I'm at work all day. I don't know. Y'all
Right.
are saying he's out of control. He's rambunctious.
Because
this,
when
that.
you're home, most kids, the parents, at least from our community of color, the parents, it's like, sit down and shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna pop you in the side of your head
what do
and
they
get
do?
you shit together.
They sit down and they shut the fuck up.
Right. Because
My mom, literally, listen. My
be honest,
brother,
ass whoopings work to an extent.
Yes.
Excessive ass whoopings don't.
No.
But sometimes
Yes.
a kid needs to be popped upside the head.
Yes, discipline. There's a difference between abuse and discipline.
Yeah.
Okay, because when I got disciplined as a child, I understood why I was getting disciplined. I knew what I was doing was wrong when I was doing it.
Every
so when I got
time
caught,
I've
it was
gotten-
like, all right, well, now you gotta,
Exactly.
there you go. Okay.
Every single time I've gotten my ass whooped, except for once, I knew why I was getting my ass
Me
whooped
too.
before I even got
I can
caught.
tell you the whole story. There you go. I knew it.
There was one time that I didn't know why I got my ass whooped, But then it was explained to me after, like, you know what you did? And I was like, nope, no idea. And then it was explained to me because my dumb ass ran off into the world. I was like 3 or 4, and it just ran off.
And they were like, we don't do that here. There you go.
And
they
they're like,
still
you know
kids.
the dangers of the world. And as a kid, you don't. Like,
The
you
world's so
might have been
innocent.
told the dangers, or you might have seen them, but you don't really associate. Like, even now, I don't really find anything to be dangerous. Like, I'm not one of those people that are scared of anything. Like,
But
people
I
fear
really
death.
feel like you're more in that seat now because of.
No, it
No?
wasn't because of the service. I've always been like that. Like, people be like, oh, you could die doing it. I'm like, and it's inevitable.
No, that's true.
Like,
And
I
so-
accepted the fact that death was inevitable from a very young age.
So I think that's a pretty good segue into spirituality, because I wanted to ask you how you felt. Well, not necessarily how you felt. I wanted to ask you if there were any points in time during your deployment that you would consider spiritual or religious. Like, was there anything that happened you were like, yeah,
every day. And I wouldn't call it religious because I'm a fucking heathen.
Aren't we all?
And then a lot of like, and the religious folks would crucify me for this, but let's be honest, a lot of like Christian or Muslim or any religious, they come from paganism. Like, Christmas is pagan holiday. A lot of them are practicing pagan rituals without realizing that they're pagan rituals. Like, for example, crucifixion came from the Vikings, but they call it a blood eagle, and it's what they did to like pedophiles or traitors and shit like that, where they would literally tie them up, and I'll spare the rest of the details.
Thank you.
Because someone queasy would just probably be passing out if I explained the rest of it. But if you're curious, you can Google it.
So do you? Okay, some of it came from.
Because I grew up
paganism.
like
Some of it came from
African religion.
Yep, there you go.
African ceremonies and African traditions, because we all know the first people were in Africa. Like, I
Well,
grew
not
up
only
with
that, but-
witch doctors, and my dad was West Indian. My mom was of native culture, so I kind of grew up around like witch doctors, medicine men, and understanding
And
both
they
sides.
believe
And
more in
we
just-
still went to like a Baptist church, and it was cool until I
So I have a
started
question
to
for you.
get.
Do you
I
feel
started
like,
to ask questions.
Okay, and this is what I was gonna ask. So do you feel like more so the witch doctors or spiritualists, you find them more buried in the churches because of society?
Yes, I do agree, and it's also like churches don't like questions. Like,
I agree.
asking questions in church is like forbidden almost, especially if you're asking the pastor questions. That's like a sin almost. But the way I've always seen it was, if I go and slice that pastor's throat, he's gonna bleed out and die. If someone comes up and slices my throat, I'll bleed out and die. And it's a little bit morbid, but it's the honest truth. So if someone's mortal just like me, I'm gonna ask whatever fucking question I feel like whenever I want. And that's what my dad raised me to do. So I'd be the kid in church when the pastor would contradict himself in the Bible, the holy text that they call it, and I'd be like, well, you just said this, now you're saying this. What is it?
So
Well, it's both. No, it's one or the other. You can't say love thy neighbor and then kill the gays, or love thy neighbors but Jews aren't equal.
yeah,
Like,
'cause who's my
which
neighbor
one
then?
is it?
my neighbor could be either
Is it only
of-
Christians?
Okay, there you go. And
Because
so
then that's not neighbors. That's
but
different.
the reality is, when they created that book, King James, that was the reality of their
it's
society.
written in his.
It's almost like,
interpretation.
I was going to say, it's almost like our Constitution.
Yeah,
When they say
it's
all
based
men are
on
created equal, they
interpretation.
don't mean us.
No, because we were slaves at the
there
time.
you go. So when they said all men were created equal, people go, oh, look at the Constitution. It says all men are created equal. It's like, yeah, but within the context of when that was written, we were not included.
No,
So what
we
men
would
were they
consider
speaking
three-fifths
of?
of
A
a
man. There you
person.
go. So what? And so I think people need to realize sometimes when you're reading the Bible, you have to read it within their context for their time. So a
Right.
lot of the words and phrases and stuff, we take them at face value, but it doesn't mean what we think it means.
No,
I
and
have.
also
Hold on 1 second. So I'm going to have a guest. She's going to speak about etymology. So you guys are going to want to pay attention and tune in for that show, because she is going to be breaking down roots of words, how to break down words, what words really mean, which plays heavily into if you are trying to dissect the Bible properly.
Well, also, if
So,
you are only
shout out to Sybil.
speaking, if you only speak English, you can never read the full Bible because it was written in Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of words in Hebrew that have no English translation. And I learned this while working as an executive chef of a kosher restaurant from one of the meshkias.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was asking him, because we would talk about religion, and my understanding of Judaism afterwards was very different, because I thought it was just very strict, and which it does have a lot of rules, but it's more of a spirituality than a religion. It's more of a lifestyle, kind of like Rastafarianism is more of a lifestyle.
So let me ask you a question. What to you is religion, and what to you is spirituality? Your personal definition.
My personal definition, spirituality is believing in something greater than yourself and understanding the world is interconnected. Whereas religion is very organized and has like strict rules, strict obligations. You have to be in this church at this time. The church pattern is this, this, and this. That is religion. Whereas spirituality is a little bit more lenient and allows for more understanding and more questioning of what the universe is and how the universe really works. With religion, it just tells you, and that's it. No questions, just that's what it is.
So, where on that spectrum do you consider yourself?
I'm more of a spiritual individual.
More spiritualist?
Because I don't believe in organized religion. I take some things from the Vikings, some things from Rasta, some things from Christians, some things from Muslim.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I understand a little bit of everything, and I kind of take it and try to understand it from my own perspective and my own path and what I've been through and what I've seen. Because there was a long time that I didn't believe in anything, just because I've seen what one human can do to another human. Like, I've seen people like, yeah, fuck them, and blow someone up or stab someone in the jugular. And this isn't just a combat thing. This happens in everyday neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
People drive around the block, and because I'm wearing a different color,
I'm
they
gonna
shoot them
shoot.
up.
Yes.
And then the funny thing is, like, that happens, but you don't shit on that block. You beefing over a territory. You don't own any property, anything like that. You don't own the house you live in.
Let me ask you a question. Because I feel like most of the people in our inner city neighborhoods, if you ask, they would consider themselves religious, even if they don't go to church, right? Most of them would say, you know, I grew up, my parents went to church, or somebody, my grandmother went to church.
Religion makes you complacent.
I was going to ask you, so how do you feel like that ties into how people act? Do you feel like it would be a difference if people grew up more spiritual?
Yes,
than
because you're
religious?
you're taught in spirituality how to treat people, whereas like religion just tells you, all right, love thy neighbor, but it's more like the same people in the church are talking about love thy neighbor, but this member is different, so they're like shunning that one person.
Yep.
So
Or
like
love
they're
thy neighbor, but
in
don't
the
come to church dressed wrong, because now we're going to talk about you while we're sitting in the pew.
right. It's more like,
Yeah.
oh, I have to put on my Sunday's best. Well, they didn't own suits when
I
the
was gonna
Bible
say, there you go.
was created. They were all peasants, like
It's-
literally the poorest of the poor.
But it literally says
Except
in the
for the
Bible.
pastor.
It literally says in the Bible that your body is your temple.
Right.
Meaning, you don't even need to congregate in a church to have church or to commune with the spirit they're calling God. You don't.
No.
It says it in the Bible. And that's why I say a lot of times we really need to back up and look at how we are
Interpreting
comprehending
it,
and,
yeah.
and interpreting these words, because we're getting caught up on, and it's, I feel, for commerce purposes, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody loves to make a dollar. Because
Yeah,
your
capitalism.
favorite pastor needs a jet. I don't know why, but they need a jet.
Right.
So, because of that, yeah, we all have to go to church and we all have
And
to do certain
I feel like
things.
this is worse in the black community because,
I agree.
let's be real,
I agree.
you got pastors driving Mercedes Benz, brand new Cadillacs, but 90% of their church membership
Walk or have
is living under the poverty line.
yes.
But then you'll
Yes.
turn around and be like, oh, we didn't get enough offerings. Give what the Lord tells you to give.
Or my favorite line for them, and no shade to anybody, is they say they're
Oh,
favored.
all the shade from me.
They say they're favored. This is why.
It's not favored. You're
Thank
taking
you.
advantage of the poor.
Thank you.
Because
This is not
if it was
you
about the poor
being
or the
favored.
community, you would be out here marching when there's gun violence. You'd be out here doing something about it. You'd be out in the community
Yes.
and not doing these facade, oh, we're going to do a block party once a year and give out hot dogs and hamburgers and a couple of book bags, and that's it.
Well, not
You'd
when
be
you
using
know that there's
millions
somebody
of
in
dollars
your
you make.
congregation who it's their grandchild that's shooting. It's their
Right.
child that's shooting. It's their niece, their nephew.
Or they ain't got no food, so they're that kid is stealing,
Selling drugs or
and
stealing.
selling drugs,
Yes.
or out here in the
I've
streets
said
living that
a
fast
few
lifestyle
times.
just to.
I feel like
Oh,
there
I've said it,
are
and I've gotten
a
kicked
lot
out of a church
churches-
for it.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
then there's
there
also churches that cater towards the black community with a white pastor that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't relate, and he doesn't try to relate. I'm not going to say no names, but there is a church that I left in Albany
Mm-hmm.
because of that. Because whenever, and then he'll also like to talk down to black women, and I'm like, yo, you're supposed to be the pastor and leading the church and all this, but everything's a facade. Because when shit hits the fan, you go out to Loudonville and live in your big house comfortably.
Yeah.
You don't come and then you're like, oh, we can give them the expired food. They need food anyway, right? No, it's not about that they need food. They need nutritious food.
Thank you. You're going to make somebody potentially sick, and you think they're not going to take it because
Not
they do
even
need food.
sick.
But why would you do that to somebody?
It's they need nutritional food.
Mhm.
They need fruits and vegetables, not all this processed bullshit. They can get cheap
Oh,
anyway.
He's getting them. Okay.
It's like-
oh.
And it's not just that one church, it's
no.
most of the churches
So this
throughout
was,
the country.
you know, this was my gripe with some of the churches in inner city Albany, right?
Right.
Because when I was working for Cornell and when I was working for St. Peter's, and we were doing all the tabling and events and stuff, it's like, where are these churches? When we're talking about people that live in these neighborhoods that don't have this and don't have that, but the church is on the same block as the people that don't have, and you're not willing to give because they're not tithing at your church. That's crazy to me. When you're supposedly
For the community.
For the community, because God sent y'all here for this mission to. So God only sent you to help the people that can pay. Is that what you're saying? Because then
That's exactly what they're saying.
crazy.
They might not literally be saying that, but that's the message you're giving by the way they're acting.
Yes, yes. And so maybe I can ask you this as well, right? Do you feel like you see that as well in the spiritual community?
Yeah, there's a lot of fake spiritual people. I call them the fake woke motherfuckers that are like all hotep, but then they're like, oh, women have no rights because traditionally, no, shut the fuck up, first of all. Or they're like, oh, well, according to this, you got everything you knew off of fucking Wikipedia and Google and did no research on your own, and then you're claiming to be this super knowledgeable. No, read a fucking book or two or three. Do some actual research on what the fuck you're talking about. And then when someone has an opinion or even a fact that's different from yours, don't take it as aggression. Take it
Personal,
as,
yes.
oh, okay,
Maybe I can learn something.
let me learn something. I didn't
Yes.
know that. It's okay to be wrong and not know something. A lot of the people in the spiritual community are so I'm witch or I'm a wizard or I do spells, and they're dabbling shit they have no business dabbling unknowingly. And listen, Disney is a great example in Princess and the Frog of playing with friends on the other side. That motherfucker was playing with friends on the other side, and he wasn't prepared to pay the price that comes with that. And before you go into dealing with any kind of spiritual, whether you think you're touching into positive or negative, because if you don't really know what you're doing, a good entity can be a negative entity. And if you're pissing off the wrong spirits or powerful spirits, whether your intentions were positive or not, which a lot of people think that the intentions are positive, like doing these love spells and all that shit, no. That's trying to control
that's playing
someone.
With somebody's free will.
And that's when it comes back on themselves. People don't understand. Spells do reverse when it's done for the wrong intent. So yeah, there's a lot of like supposed, oh, I read tarot. No, you're just flipping a card and reading what the box says.
The book, yeah.
No, you're not a tarot reader. You're a card flipper.
So actually, you know what? I'd let them have that. You are a tarot card reader by definition, because you are reading the meaning of the tarot cards. That's what you are. Now, you have people like myself that read energy and commune with spirit, and that's different. The people that read tarot cards, you are a tarot card reader. Yes. Yeah. So you're not lying. You can have that. I've argued with quite a few on the internet, and I'm like, no, guess what? You got it. Because that's what you do.
Oh yeah, that's been my approach with a lot of shit lately. Is like, whether they're right or wrong, you're right. And I just move on.
Yes, because
it's not.
You're not going to drain me going back and forth with you when you don't want to learn.
First of all, I ain't going back and forth with an internet thug, because you ain't going to show up to my face or say shit to me. Because
okay,
I'll drop my address in a heartbeat. Because I've had people say, "Oh, I'm gonna pull up on you," and I'm like, "You know what my car looks like? White Challenger Tennessee plates.
Let me know when you're
Very
coming.
known.
Look, let me know when you're coming."
You see me on the street all the time. I drive past you all the time. You won't say shit. You look down and look away. But you got all this shit to talk about on Facebook.
So
I don't give a fuck.
So
I don't put nothing in my pocket.
You just made me think about something else. So do you feel like a lot of these spiritualists out here, do you feel like a lot of them get that little bit of information and then feel like that, like untouchable, like you know, like, oh, now you do anything to me, I'm gonna put you in the freezer, or I'm gonna, you know,
I'm gonna do a spell on you, or whatever.
Throw you on this,
like, bruh, no. That's, if you really know what you're doing, you would know most people that are about it have protected spells, or they're like certain jewelry they're wearing, you know the symbolism on it. Like, people that know and they see my rings, they know what each ring symbolizes. Why there's a lion and there's a wolf. What the pilot's cross means. What the eye means. Because everyone thinks the eye means Illuminati. There's way more to it than that.
Yeah.
Because there's two symbols on the side of the eyes that mean something too. But
that's how you can tell if it's Horus or...
Yeah, they don't know none of that.
Yeah. That's Cometicism.
Yeah.
We're going to have a speaker about Cometicism too.
They don't even know what the bracelet, because they have the fake ones that are plastic that they buy on Amazon instead of the real crystal.
I was going to say, a lot of these bracelets end up being fake. I'm noticing that a lot of them are not real.
That's why I order mine from actual people that I know that are making them and getting the crystals.
You have to. So these are the ones that I have were handmade. I didn't just buy them from somebody. They were handmade and they're actual crystals. Because otherwise I would be like you, well, not like you, but I'd be very untrustworthy. Because I've seen them on Wish. I've seen them on...
Yeah, you can get them for like
$2.
Anywhere.
Yes.
You can walk into the bodega and buy them right now.
There you go. For like $2. So when I ordered these and I got them, and you could feel them, they're weighted. I was like,
they feel different.
Yeah. I was like,
and they sound different. They don't make the same sounds.
Yeah. There you go.
They don't sound all plastically.
Well, actually, I can't even talk crap about none of these that I got. I was gonna, but no, I got this one in Jamaica. So no, I can't talk crap about these because these are my wrist is official. Is what I'm saying. Okay. Jesus.
It's just like I refer to people as I refer to like a lot of jewelry. A lot of people they buy these jewelry things and they think it's real, but a lot of times it's gold plated stainless steel or that's why you can just like you can tell real jewelry from fake jewelry just by if they allow it to get wet or not, or how often they wear it.
Yeah.
Because I'll be getting into the pool, the ocean with my jewelry
Never
on,
take it off
and
if I don't want to.
like I don't take my rings off except when I'm sleeping. I don't take my watch off unless I'm sleeping. My bracelets, they come off when I'm sleeping. But because they have the fake jewelry, they're asking me, like, how come you don't take it off in the water?
And you're like,
isn't it going to turn green?
Why?
I'm like,
no.
Why would
If
I
it
need
turns
to take
green,
it
I'm
off?
going back to the jewelry store.
Like, I'm gonna return it and get another one that's actually real.
Yeah.
Just like Cuban links always have this type of class. For it to be a real Cuban link, it has a certain type of class.
People don't.
They don't know that,
Yeah,
and they don't know that it shouldn't be rounded either. It's
We're taking
supposed to be
Chavez
filed.
with us to the on our next jewelry store trip.
I learned about jewelry from my dad.
Yeah.
Because he always purchased certain types of jewelry because it's about resale value. Like a non-customized Cuban link will resell for more than a customized one, no matter how many diamonds is on it.
Yeah.
All this blinged out grills and shit.
Makes no difference.
Once you walk out of the dealership, once you put them in the mouth, actually, the grills are worth 50% of what they are.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much gold and diamonds you put in it. Doesn't matter what jeweler it comes from, because that same jeweler will turn around. If you want to turn back, you walk out the door, come back in. I don't want this anymore. I want to sell it. If there's no grace period, you're gonna get like hit off the head 30%.
You're gonna be upset.
Yeah, because they'll give you 70% of what you bought it for. So you just spent $10K to get $7,000 back. Now, if you put your money in gold, like actual gold bars, like gold bullion, silver bullion, that has value. Uncut diamonds, uncut rubies, uncut emeralds.
Yeah.
That's where the value is. Because they can be cut and created into something else.
I was trying to explain to somebody that diamonds are not actually the most valuable gem.
They're not.
Yeah, diamonds are not the most valuable gemstone. Diamonds are cute, but they're not the most valuable.
No.
And we have a couple
have the
different
highest
resources.
reflective value, which is why they're used so much.
Yes.
And the diamond hardness.
Yeah, because you can actually use a diamond to cut.
Yeah.
Other material. Yeah, but still, with that being said,
It's not the most valuable. Because if you get a 1 carat diamond and a 1 carat true blood ruby, the blood ruby will be worth more.
Yes. There you go. So, I'm saying that to say that I think, and this goes with a lot of stuff in our society, we place value on things just because
Of the clout.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because of something that's been perceived to us already. Oh, diamonds. They're not even the most valuable.
No.
So.
Just like platinum is worth more than gold.
Yes, but most people don't like platinum.
And
Most
then
people
rhodium
don't.
is more expensive than that.
You just learned me something today. Rhodium. Everybody invest in rhodium.
No, don't do that. Because you need quite a bit of money to invest even to invest in gold right now.
No, you do. Yeah. The price of gold shot
It's
up.
always going up.
Oh, well,
You buy on the dip, sell
think
on
about
the,
it.
on the
most
highs.
people are wearing fake gold and don't even realize it. People, my mom had a piece of jewelry she took up to, we're not going Eden's, and they tried to switch it out on her. So you have to be careful with these jewelry shops because they will literally, because they know you have real stuff and that they feel like you can't tell the difference, they will try to switch it out so they can resell your real gold.
Yeah, or they melt it down to create custom pieces.
Yeah. or whatever they were planning on doing with it, but they literally tried to switch my mom's.
Yeah. I went to Eden's once and turned around and walked back out the door.
Oh, you're smart. You're very smart.
Because one, you should never go to a jeweler that's in the middle of the strip mall. That's a red flag.
Uh-huh.
And the person that owns Eden's owns the pizza shop right
Oh,
next
that's
door.
2 red flags. I never even
And
knew
they
that.
also
That's
own
2
the
red
Chinese
flags.
restaurant. So,
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
Enough said. Enough said. So, okay. I'm trying to think. There was something else that I wanted to ask you before we kind of got into just you.
The sidebar.
The you segment. Okay, I've already asked you about your view on religion versus spirituality. Thank you so much for that. Because a lot of people be a little shy about being honest about how they really feel, right? Because they're like,
Oh, nah,
you know,
'cause
my
I
job,
piss enough people
are-
off on a regular basis. I don't even give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, because most people don't talk about religion in the workplace. They don't talk about religion with their friends and family. You know, especially
No,
now that we
they'd
have,
be
I guess,
scared
this
to offend
cancel
people.
culture. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
people get
cancel culture.
offended.
Cancel me. I don't give a fuck.
I know that's right. Yeah.
I'm gonna say something offensive or post something offensive. By the end of the day, I'm gonna post something else that's offensive. I be stirring the pot. It's fun. Now I do it on
I kind of
purpose.
like stirring the pot. That's why I'm
Like
podcasting now.
at first, it was just like unintentional. Now it's like, oh, that's gonna piss you off. Let's see how many more people I can get to delete me today. Let me go get this cauldron. Start. I
Start
need a bigger
turning.
spoon. Let me get a bigger spoon.
So, okay, let me just ask really quickly before we do this carpool. Well, tell everybody here about your business. Tell everybody about the
Oh,
chefing and...
so I am a private chef and restaurant consultant. I'm actually working on opening a restaurant locally and a restaurant / cafe. Details will be determined soon.
I was going
It's
to
gonna
say,
be
tell them
it's
what
gonna
kind of
be a
cuisine they might be able to expect.
It'll be international cuisine because I don't believe in doing one type of cuisine. And then it'll be a whiskey bar because everyone that knows me knows I love whiskey.
Yes, you do.
But I also cater. I'm known as the bearded chef. I got that kind of randomly got tagged on me. It wasn't like my original like thing, but obviously once I let my beard grow, everyone's like, "That's the bearded chef," and I just ran with it because it's a great slogan. It's
It's very catchy.
It's very catchy and it sells itself. But my actual catering company is Taste Buds. Shout out to I Am Self for the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, he helped me come up with that name a couple years ago when we were sitting talking about my rebranding. And what else do I do? I farm, so anytime you need vegetables or fresh eggs, I got you. Let me know. I have 85 varieties of tomatoes, about 30 varieties of peppers. I have lots of garlic, summer squash. I got zucchinis. I'll have winter squash coming soon. In about 3 weeks, I'll have watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew. I got broccoli greens, which are actually 2 different vegetables. I have cauliflower coming in, Swiss chard, rainbow chard.
Everybody
you name
that
it.
knows me knows how big I am on health and healthy practices. So listen to me. He's not playing. If he needs anything, you hit Mr. Gibbs. Okay. Really quickly, let me ask you a question though. What do you feel like is the correlation between healthy foods and good mental health, good spiritual
Well,
practices?
the better your inside feels, whether it be mentally or through physical health, like you gotta think, if you're constantly just putting shit like McDonald's and all this processed shit, your body's gonna feel sluggish and nasty because all of that extra mucus and all that bullshit you're putting in your system is how you're gonna feel. You're gonna feel like shit. When you put better food in your body, you're putting better fuel. It's like if I take my Dodge Challenger and I put the 87 in,
Instead of the premium.
or I run it off the 93, 95 premium, it's the engine's gonna perform better off the 93.95 premium. It's your body is the same way. The better fuel you put in, the better you get out of it. It also will prevent you from having all the arthritis issues, inflammatory issues, and because the number one thing, and you don't take my word for it, look up Dr. Sebi.
Yes.
Mucus is what creates the most problems in your body.
Yep.
And then the second is parasites, because
Yes.
you eat in a bunch of parasites. Especially
Come see me if you need a parasite
those that
detox cleanse.
Yeah, actually,
Okay, I have
did.
juice and tea. Okay.
I use the juice.
You had, I think you had. Did you buy juice? You did buy juice.
I bought the juice.
You did
yeah.
buy juice. Yeah.
Which I didn't really need. I think I still have some. Yeah, I do, because I only
Yeah.
needed like one. I only used 1 cup a week because of my
I
diet.
was about to say you only use 1 cup.
Yeah, 1 cup a week because
Yeah.
like my diet, I don't
Yeah,
really
you're
need
really
it.
good. Yeah.
And the only time I really do it is when I'm eating pork because
You want to flush your system.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's smart.
I still
And-
like pulled pork and bacon.
And so I tell everybody though, you
I don't
know,
really eat pork chops.
it's all about doing everything in moderation.
Yeah.
And making
And it's
sure
also
that you
knowing
are.
when you're eating meat, any kind of meat, whether it be fish, pork, beef, it's knowing where that was processed.
Yes. Yes.
Because the
Yeah.
Tyson chicken don't taste like chicken I buy from the butcher.
The halal. Yeah.
I don't even buy the halal. I go straight to the butcher.
Well, no. So I was gonna
Like, you
say,
can tell
no,
me
no,
the name
no.
of the
I'm
chicken.
saying,
Yeah.
like,
It's very different.
there's a halal spot on Central Avenue that butchers the food right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when I said halal, that's what I
Yeah.
meant. I didn't
Oh,
mean
yeah,
like
yeah.
going in this price chopper and buying halal
No,
meat. I meant like go to the butcher and
No,
get.
I literally go
the
to
halal.
Fred the Butcher on Grand Street in Albany.
Yes. Yes. Grand Street too.
Because he has the cuts that like chefs like. So if I want to make a stew, I
I
can
think
get a
that
stew
pork
cut.
store on Lex is they still butcher in there, don't they?
They still do butcher.
Yep.
And
And
they
I
do
know-
homemade sausage.
I know on the Boulevard,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's
the
where I take
blue
my
store.
cousin to get her
Yeah.
oxtails and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
So yeah, you're better off going to a local butcher because one, you're gonna get more for your money.
Fresh.
It's gonna be fresher. But also I will say if you're buying red meat, don't be alarmed that the red meat isn't bright like when you go to
It's
Price
brown.
Chopper.
That's what
It's
happens.
gonna be dark red or
Yes.
brown because oxygenation.
yes, there you go.
If that red meat is in a package and it's still bright red,
They pumped it with.
there's a reason why it's bright red.
There you go.
There's
They
something in
pumped
it that's
with
not
something.
supposed to be there.
Yeah, that's. I wish a lot of
Unless you
people
vacuum
realize
seal
that.
or you like tightly wrap it with plastic wrap right as you're cutting it, which no, it gets cut in giant steaks and then packaged.
So, let me ask you, since you're the farmer, right? Because I think a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the vegetables and fruits that we get have wax coverings because they don't look like how we see them in
No,
the
they
store
look
either.
completely different.
Yeah, tell them.
You don't
about
get
that.
perfect vegetables from any farm. Like 1 in maybe 50 tomatoes are like the perfect round. I also don't grow regular red tomatoes. I grow all earlobes,
Yes.
which will have more nutritional value. They're also not going to be your perfect round. They're going to be bumpy.
They're
gonna be
bruised and
They're
yes.
going to be different shapes and sizes, whatever. I don't care. I guarantee you my tomatoes taste better than anyone else's tomatoes in all of New York.
Yes. A lot of us need to be aware of that. Okay.
I don't eat grocery store tomatoes because they're nasty.
They're not.
They
I
have no
was about
flavor.
to say yes.
They have no flavor.
If they're it's like grocery store watermelon, it tastes like a sponge.
Yeah, because they pick them too early.
Well, that and another fact, right? If it's organic and it's seedless, it's not organic.
Well, the title organic does not mean anything other than you didn't use a lot of pesticides.
So I thought
There's
that just
organic
meant
and
naturally
then
grown.
no, it's just a phrase. It's just a phrase because there's certified organic, which means something. Like the best grocery store to go to, honestly, is Aldi's
I knew it. I knew you were gonna say that.
because
When I was
they're
doing
all
Instacart,
organic
I would go
stuff.
to Aldi's for the custom. Yes, and they do.
And then Aldi's owns Trader Joe's.
And that's my coconut oil spot. I love Trader
Yeah.
Joe's.
But what Aldi's is a genius company. What they did was they realized Americans are consumers. They like to spend extra money on shit that shouldn't cost that much. So they literally just took the Aldi's brands, put Trader Joe's label on it,
And brought it up to Trader
and
Joe's.
raised the price.
Yep, makes sense. Cause
Just like
everything in
Target and
Trader
Walmart are
Joe's-
the same brands. Everything in Target you can get from Walmart for cheaper. Instead of mainstays, just like whatever the Target brand is.
Yeah, I agree. I had to think about it. Like, no, you're.
Same exact
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, just about.
That's why I
Just
normally
about.
just buy the store brand. Costco is another example. Costco's brand is Kirkland. That's the same as all the other brands. Like Kirkland laundry detergent is Tide with a different label on it.
Yeah.
But you spend $15 for Tide
Yes, you
versus
do.
$7 for the Kirkland.
Yes, you will. Tide? Yeah, you're gonna
That's why
spend
this
15.
whole label happy thing is
Label-
like stupid
label
to me.
whores. People in this country are label whores.
Yeah.
Like they say, you can have a paper clip for $2, and then it's say a Prada paper clip, and now that paper clip is $2,000.
And someone will buy it.
And somebody's going to buy it just to say they have a Prada paper clip. Yes. Consumerism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, people like to spend money on money they don't have to impress people that don't like them.
Which is also a mental health issue.
Yeah.
It's a mental health issue.
It's a lack
Because they're
of
coping.
security.
Yes, there you go. There you go. That's them saying, I don't feel adequate or secure or whatever
Yup.
here. So I need an external validation for that. I need
Nah,
something.
fuck that. I'd rather go on a trip.
to-
I'd rather go. I'll see you on the beach while you got those $500
Okay, wait.
jail slippers that Kanye just sold you.
Catch me on the beach with my cheeks out, okay? Okay, so let's see here. Let's you want to focus more on your what do you want to focus on here?
Surprised me.
The restaurant. Let's see what the future is for this catering restaurant slash
Whiskey
Chavez
bar.
is gonna feed us all very healthy food.
Those that
Okay.
pay, yes. Don't come in there looking for free food because I'm going to laugh in your face.
So this says play. It says our work can and should take on the quality of play, for it is play that stimulates creativity.
That is very true.
Yeah. So this is kind of telling you along your journey, right? Don't be so serious. Don't be, I mean, you know, you got to be serious to get the business handled. But this
Right.
is saying incorporate or keep incorporating that level of fun, that level of light, airy. Because being around you, you don't have, even though you're a serious individual, you don't have serious energy. I'm going to say this, right?
No.
Yeah, there you
it's
go.
not. It's,
You have this very,
laid
like,
back,
yes,
chill,
yes.
let's have a good time.
yes, there you go. So
That's
maybe
the
you want
core
to
of
make sure
who I am.
you're incorporating that when you finally get your store, you know, your physical brick and mortar, right? You want the atmosphere to be really light and really,
Oh, yeah.
you know, jovial.
If I can't talk shit to you when you're
and-
working for me in the kitchen, then you don't belong in the kitchen with me, because that's all I'm gonna do is talk shit, and I expect you to talk shit back.
So isn't that kind of how they say that most kitchens are? Like, you know, like the head chef is really like, you know, didn't I fucking tell you to get this shit done? But it's not like they're doing it to be mean. It's just pressure.
Well, that's
pressure.
more so as the chef, whether you're the executive chef or the chef owner, your name is the standard.
Yes.
Because whether it's the server that fucks up or someone else that fucks up, who's blamed? The chef.
Of
Automatically,
course. Of
the chef
course.
is to blame. So that is your name as a chef, which is why chefs are known as assholes, because I'm upholding the standard.
That's funny. And what does that require you to do? Pay
Details.
attention to details. Okay, so this says examine your situation and take care of every detail one step at a time. Actually, though, this is not necessarily talking about your brick and mortar. That's funny. So this is talking about you now in your day-to-day life. This is kind of, I feel like saying, you know, maybe you tend to move a little fast sometimes, and you might need to slow down a little bit and kind of, you know, make sure you have everything planned out, plotted out, because I kind of feel like this is saying you might need trying to do something and maybe skipping over, oh, I can come back to that, or I can do that later. And they're like, no. We need you to slow down and kind of take everything how it's supposed to come. Like,
Right.
you gotta come. I don't know. Maybe you just need to plan something a little bit better. I don't know what you got coming in the future, but maybe you need to really sit and.
No, I actually had that conversation
details.
with one of my business partners
Fine
yesterday.
details with something.
Because like he's moving at like 1,000 miles an hour, I'm moving at like 100 miles an hour. And when I had the conversation, I'm like, nah, we need to do contracts for this. We need to have this set in stone. We need to do this.
Yeah, contracts.
But yeah, that came up yesterday actually.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those people that actually listens to my intuition. So when my intuition tells me to do something, I normally listen. There's obviously times where I don't.
Of course, we all do.
But that's the human experience.
Mm-hmm.
But normally I listen. And then yesterday I had the conversation with one of my business partners, and I was just like, nah, this has to happen first. Then this, and then we'll talk about that.
Yes. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense because ooh. I ain't gotta worry about you though, because you stay protected, so. But somebody's a little jealous or envious of something you got going on. So, might want to be a little.
First time.
There you go. Okay, yeah, but, you know, it's so funny. I kind of feel like maybe this is coming from a place of they feel left out of something, right? So maybe it's like you could have incorporated them, or, you know, maybe they felt like, oh, now that we don't talk or we don't do this, he's just going to go on and do this or do that. Because it's this feeling of somebody feeling left out of something. So that's where this comes from.
Well, there's a reason why you were left out.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's always a reason. Okay, we don't want to put your personal business out there, but there's always a reason.
There's
Okay.
always a reason.
So,
and whether it be you being fake, you folding under pressure, or whatever it is, I just didn't fuck with your energy anymore. So I moved on. Such is life.
That's a word to the wise. Always move forward. Never be afraid. Because when you feel like you have to hold on to people, you tend to hurt yourself.
Let go.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
And I feel like I can guess out of 5 people who it would be.
Yeah. Well, then if you can guess, then that means you're probably right.
Yeah.
Okay. That means you're.
Which means I was right to leave them in the dust.
Yes, that I would agree. I would definitely agree. Okay, trust me. So, Mr. Gibbs, do you have any closing words on religion, spirituality, anything we talked about here today?
Go to therapy.
Never be afraid to see a therapist. Yes.
There's only one type of person that doesn't need therapy, and that's the person not born.
Agreed.
Everyone has had an experience in their life that they need therapy for. Whether you want to admit it or not is you, but I say everyone should go to therapy.
I agree.
I learned that the hard way.
Okay. Let me say this one more time. I agree, okay? So actually, I was on a podcast. Shout out to Sessions with my therapist, right? And we kind of talked about that, how everybody kind of needs
Yeah, therapy is
therapy. So, in some way, shape, or form, never shy away from the fact that you might need help.
Especially men, it's okay to go to therapy. It's
Yes.
not considered soft.
You're not weak. You're not soft.
Or
No.
it takes more to go to therapy as a man than you think, especially a black man.
Yes, I agree. And I feel like a lot of our black men suffer because of that, because they feel like they're going to be looked at as. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. So seek help, please, and thank you. Okay, this is for the betterment of your children, your spouses, potential mates, everybody, not just men, but women as well. Okay, we are raising generations that we need to be better than us. Okay, so Mr. Gibbs, thank you.
No problem. Thanks for inviting me.
Okay, thank you. This was a phone conversation, and I really loved having you. Okay.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Okay, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna have you back. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Think of a reason.
Let me know.
You come on back. Okay. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Okay. I'll just close it like normal, right? So everybody, don't know how I leave you from the top of your head to the soles of your feet and everything in between. Okay, be healthy. Be healthy, healthy, healthy. Our health is our true source of wealth. So if you don't have our health, we legit don't have anything else, okay? Your physical health affects your spiritual and emotional health, and your spiritual and emotional health affect your physical health. So just be healthy all across the board. Okay, everybody, be healthy. Okay? Thank you. We're out of here.
See y'all later.